Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Shaqilla Aisha F, and this is a presentation about annotated bibliography entitled Developing Speaking Ability through LLS on EFL Learners. And the outlines are: the first one is research question, what is LLS and the use of it that involve in improving EFL learners' speaking ability, and how the high proficient EFL learners are using their strategy to improve speaking ability. And the aims are to find out the use of LLS that can improve EFL learners' speaking ability, and to know the way EFL learners can be high-level proficient EFL learners. The first article is about a study of the speaking learning strategies used by English Education Department students. This article explaining about student speaking learning strategies and their contribution to student scores in the speaking class using quantitative and qualitative method to collect the data. In here, researchers explain that LLS is divided into direct strategies and indirect strategies. The result revealed that learners are often using cognitive strategies in their learning to enhance their speaking skill. It means that they are mostly do the note-taking in the learning process, and researchers also found that without LLS, they cannot improve their speaking ability. The second article is about analysis of learning strategies in the speaking class at the second grade students of senior high school. The aims are to find out the language learning strategies that are used by senior high school students, the students' speaking abilities, and the correlation between them. In the study, it shows that learners are mostly using metacognitive strategy, which is they are able to control their speaking learning. Besides, researchers also found this technique can improve their speaking ability, and there are correlation between them. The third article is about learning strategies used by learners with different speaking performance for developing speaking ability. The aims are to describe differences in the learning strategies by learners, the influencing factors, and the problem encountered by low speaking learners, using the descriptive qualitative method to analyze the study. It shows that learners with high speaking performance are more aware of their language needs and they can control their learning. Meanwhile, the low speaking performance learners are suggested to increase their cognitive and social strategies. The fourth article is about enhancing speaking ability of EFL students through debate and peer assessment, and the objective was to improve students' speaking ability through the debate technique and peer assessment using classroom action research or CAR in the classroom to solve students' speaking problems. Students can improve their speaking ability on developing creatively their arguments spontaneously in front of the class and more relaxed, not shy anymore to speak. And at the end of the session, they were assigned to assess their peer by giving comments and feedback, because it can give students to know how much they mistakes as well as their peers. The fifth article is about strategies of learning speaking skill by senior high school of EFL learners in Indonesia. The three objectives are identify the strategies, measure the intensity of each strategy, and compare learners' strategy. Researchers using 11 principal component analysis or PCA and the cognitive interest maintenance strategies category being one of the frequent strategies used by learners. Other than that, successful learners were intensively using the research's past, and the less successful learners were lesser to use all of the strategy. And the last article is about the use of learning strategies in developing speaking skills among American University EFL learners. The researchers want to see, identify, and classify the frequent strategy used by learners to improve their speaking proficiency using a questionnaire. And the result revealed that the most commonly utilized method fall into the categories of compensation and metacognitive methods. In low learners were using compensation strategy and reflective strategy. Researchers also found some external problem that English does not have a social status that has few opportunities to use it in Morocco. In conclusion, the first aim of this research is to know that LLS can get involved to improve learners' speaking ability because LLS is the steps for learners to prepare and make plans on what will they going to do to enhance their language learning ability. According to Oxford 1990, LLS are divided into direct strategies consist of memory, cognitive, and compensation strategy, and indirect strategies consist of metacognitive, affective, and social strategy. LLS are also have more uses. The first one, LLS can make new learners easy to improve their speaking skills through all strategies that define. Second one, it can enhance learners' performance in public and specific tasks. And the third one also can make learners more enjoying their learning and feel easy to solve their speaking problem. And the last one, it can use in another language skills and not just in speaking skills. The second aim is to give learners the knowledge to make them have a high proficiency level. High level proficient EFL learners are determinedly and greater at using the speaking strategies so they can quickly master speaking skills easily. There are also factors that affect learners LLS according to Oxford 1990, such as motivation, cultural background, attitudes, beliefs, types of talks, learning style, HNL2 stage, and tolerance ambiguity. Thank you for your attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.